Okay, hello everyone. Welcome to Japan AMA, the first of many. Welcome, Dean. Thank you for coming back again.
You're welcome.
So, in this series, if you haven't heard from my previous video, if you want to get your question answered, follow me on Twitter. I'll put my handle up on the screen now. And I'm compiling a list of any questions for Japan, or anything really. The more absurd, the better. And your question will inevitably be answered because I'm just working through the list. I keep them all in backup, so it will come to your time eventually. And we're going to go through some of those today. We're getting started. So the first one today is from Wear My Track Phone. How tall are you? Does your height affect your life in Japan?
You're the monster. I think you should handle that
Handle
question.
this one. It's I think that there's probably things that more impact my life than my height, so I haven't really given it any thought. And it's mostly, I think, just in media that like blows out of proportion that anything's gonna be like really, really, really small. Like if something is small for portions, you could always just buy another one. So with this question, sure, it affects your life, but not in any sort of meaningful way. So don't worry about it. Don't worry about your height. Okay, next up is from the Manko. The Manko says, I have visited Japan a couple weeks ago for the first time, and I couldn't get help but notice how every home and public toilet seem to use soft, flimsy, single-layer toilet paper, not suitable for wiping anything. Why is this? Shouldn't Japan know better? Thanks. First, maybe this is like a personal problem. Maybe you have particularly hefty deuces,
Yeah.
and you're overwhelming the sort of options that are available in Japan. But as well, you're probably like, you're here for what, 10 minutes? You know, like you said a couple of weeks ago, first time. You got to look around. You got to really like search for this paper if you're gonna find
always
better.
carry an emergency double ply roll.
Double roll. This is now you go. Top 10 things to bring to Japan. Double ply. Scented. C. Falkenberg says, how was the process for switching your international driver's license to a Japanese license? Also, how long did it take to get used to driving on the other side of the road? You're the same, right?
Yeah. The process was immensely complicated.
Was it?
Yeah. Well,
Oh.
just a pain in the ass, like
The
lots of
bureaucracy?
bureaucracy and stuff. But like, maybe he's better to ask in terms of how long did it take you to get used to driving on the road, because they drive the same. The same way that we
It's-
do. So
It's
yeah,
a good
in England.
example of like being thrown into the deep end, and because you're thrown into the deep end, you learn very, very quickly. So it was especially stressful because I didn't get any sort of training or anything. They just said, no, go out and drive. Here's your rental car. Take care of it. But if you're being careful and you have the luxury, as I did, of living in the countryside, then you don't really worry about it so much because there's not that much traffic. You freak out for about a week and then you're fine. As for the bureaucracy in Japan, you have to have your shit together.
Oh,
That's
yeah.
it. Have all your forms and everything together, and then it goes smoothly.
Yeah, but even then, sometimes problems can arise.
That's true.
You know, like in the UK, you can have like 7 years on a license or 15 years on a license.
Yeah.
And that like when I went to do it, like blew their minds. They were like,
really?
15 years on a license? This has got to be fake. And I was like, well no, it's not. It's real. And yeah, it was that was quite funny. And then like they turned it over, and on the UK license, you have you can have like, if you have a bike license, it like it says that you can also ride a bike now. And in Japan, it's separate, right? A bike license and a car
Okay.
license.
Yeah.
And that's another thing. We're like, well, where's your bike license? I was like, well, it's there.
It's
there.
this.
It just shows
Yeah.
you there that I can ride like a 50cc moped thing. So yeah, it was
Cultural differences.
yeah, it like blew their minds that yeah. So just be aware that like your home country licenses might be a bit different to what they're used to.
That's true.
So,
Yeah, there's sort of like as
Freak
much
'em
as
out.
you prepare, you can't always be totally prepared.
Yeah.
All right, next up. Okay, this one is from Hake at Hey Chris Fox, and he says, adding to your question list, besides Jet, what are some of the most reputable teaching companies people should keep an eye out for when trying to apply for in Japan? And I would say,
Any that get your foot in the door?
yeah, abandon the significance of reputable. Like, it doesn't matter. You got to think about this differently.
Do a year.
Do a year.
Get your Japanese up, save all your lesson plans, and then go direct hire.
Yeah, go direct hire. Go like a decent private school, international school, but don't worry about these reputable first year
Yeah,
companies
you don't
because
pay any tax, so like
Yeah.
you're pretty safe with the crappy wage.
Yeah,
So you're
that's
sorted.
true. Yeah, even it's like provided you don't get like beaten up with soap in the night by like members of whatever branch you're working
You watched
for.
Full Metal Jacket recently.
Yeah. And you've
Private Pile.
yeah, you've done well. You've done very well. So yeah, don't worry about it. Just use it as a stepping stone.
You remind me a bit of Joker, actually.
Yeah.
Private Joker, the writer.
Oh, okay,
You know,
cool.
goes off into war.
He's likable.
He's likable.
Does
he's
he
a nice
snap
guy.
though?
No, that's Private
Okay.
Pile.
Okay.
Private Pile's the one that snaps.
Kills the guy, right?
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's right. Yeah.
Yeah.
So Lee Emery, he
Joker.
died, didn't he? Lee Emery
Okay.
passed away. The drill sergeant.
Poor man.
Lee Emery.
Yes. Okay, next question up is at Uvres319887763. Don't you feel lonely?
No,
Don't
just-
you feel lonely?
Yeah, don't you feel lonely? Yeah, hit right back at you.
Yeah.
Like what do you call it? Like a psychiatrist-esque,
Mm.
right? We just go, no,
Yes.
you feel lonely.
You are lonely. No, it's like everybody's lonely sometimes. Uvrab319887763. Everyone's lonely sometimes. I don't think that.
Especially towards the when payday's coming around and you haven't got much cash. And
Yeah, you can't do anything.
You can't do anything. I'm so lonely.
You're homebound.
Yeah.
Yeah. But this would be overblown. If you're any kind, you got brain cells to rub together, you'll be able to get out and be
Yeah,
social.
no
So
problem.
no more lonely than any other time in life. Okay, at Mark Sung says you usually have an interesting take on normal questions. So this is not a normal question, maybe. So what are 5 things I should know before moving to teach in Japan? Look forward to your next AMA.
Number 1, the kancho.
Yeah.
Right, the kancho. You don't want
Beware.
any arse play outside of the bedroom.
Protect your butthole. Yeah.
Yes.
The kids will run up behind you and they'll put their hands together, say kancho,
Kancho.
and get you.
Right
And it's
between the
just
butt cheeks.
yeah, it's that's one you got to watch out for.
Traumatizing.
Traumatized. Yeah, you get a little bit of PTSD from that one.
Yeah.
So watch out for kancho. You've got what else?
The summers are like brutally hot. Be prepared for that.
Yeah.
If you're not used to that kind of like the Asian humidity.
That's a good one, actually. That's really good. A lot of people don't even consider the fact that the climate's so different
Yeah,
here.
wear like thin cotton shirts like that guy over there and you're sorted.
Yeah, it's good.
Yeah. Maybe
Okay.
pack maybe pack rubbers from your home country if you're a guy.
That's a good call, actually. It's not making any judgments
Yep,
here,
right. They're a little bit.
but yeah, notice that
Can
what
be.
you grab here is a little bit snug.
Yeah.
Um,
On the rug.
now, one I just thought of. This is good. I don't
Okay.
know if we'll make it to 5, but this is good. It's practical. We're gonna go deep
That
here.
wasn't practical.
No, yeah, actually, that's incredibly practical. Is to realize that a lot of people who come over here with so much excitement regarding the experience forget to realize, like with all things, that fades, and they confuse that fading excitement with, oh, Japan is becoming a shitty place to be, where everything loses that like initial
Lust.
thrill and lust. And all you got to do is get creative and find new ways
Yeah.
to keep Japan
Spice it up.
exciting. Yeah, whether it's like a new place that you go, more food that you try, whatever it is. But like, don't mistake those two things, one for the other. Like, realize
Don't
that you're gonna
become
have
bitter.
to bitter. That's what it is. I think you'll see a lot of YouTubers, a lot of people that you talk to here, that it's really easy coming over here expecting this to be a cure-all, and then when the excitement fades, they become bitter, as Dean has pointed out.
As Dean has become.
Not at all, not at all. All right, so now we got one. This is from at SophieJ_Clark. I'm looking to move to Japan next year with my partner. What would you recommend prioritizing when you arrive? After the obvious, having your job contacts sorted out and making sure you get your house keys, blah, 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 blah.
I assume you're
Love the
gonna,
vids.
Yeah.
Thank you.
I'm gonna assume you're coming over already with a job sorted.
Okay, yeah, that's,
Right.
I mean, you don't have to do it that way, but
No.
it's highly recommended,
Yeah,
so
I'd
you don't
recommend that.
super stress. And I toss in there just the sort of thing where don't come over and be satisfied with the initial job. Like we're talking about, like, don't rank reputable beginning companies. Like, you're never going to stay with one of these companies 90% of the time that you
Just
come over
thrown out
with.
there again for the rubbers.
Yeah, also. Yeah,
That
whatever,
makes sense.
you know, what your
Maybe
situation
perhaps
is.
feminine products as well.
Yeah,
It's all different here.
all very different. Go with the anticipation of that quite quickly, quite early on, it's well worth looking at the job market once you're here, because it's way better once you're here and you have way more options. So
Yeah.
I would say that for like once you've arrived and you're getting settled in, start to look for the next step, the next move in your plan to really evolve your life and get things going.
And also, as a final thing, just be aware that like some companies, they really like the idea of like the international school I worked at. They hire tons of couples,
Oh, really?
but on the flip side, it can work against you as well.
Okay.
Where they're like, well, you know, we don't want to put two people up in the same house, and
Okay.
you know, so just be aware of that as well.
Potential hurdles of
So,
coupling.
yeah, coupling.
Coupling. All right. There you go, guys. That's AMA number 1. How lonely is Japan? We've answered all this and more. Thank you for tuning in. As I said, I'll put my Twitter handle up here, so if you want to get your questions answered in the next video, follow me on Twitter, write me a question, it will be added to the list and we will get to it. Thank you, Dean, for showing up today. I hope you
welcome.
come back.
I hope so too.
All right, cool. Catch you guys in the next one. Like, subscribe. Peace.